Welcome back to Women in Money. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to explain what your company does in 30 seconds or less. These companies did that with Morgan Stanley. Now they're going to do it with me.
Goalsetter is an FDIC-insured savings and gifting platform for kids that lets them save for things that are really meaningful to them.
So Hatch Apps is a platform enabling businesses to deploy apps without coding. We originally started this company after dropping out of college and working as a freelance app developer. We saw the problems with the market firsthand, and then we built the core technology that ended up becoming our product today.
Well, My Lab Box is the first nationwide at-home lab testing platform. We actually founded the company, myself and my co-founder Laura, problem-solving our own problems with the healthcare system.
A family member of mine needed services at home, and so being able to build out a tech-enabled platform for customized beauty services really means a lot to me.
Now that you have heard the elevator pitches, we're going to introduce you in person to some of the founders and also get Carla Harris's feedback on what attracted her to making some of these investments along with her team. Carla, I'm going to start with you. Of course, we'll introduce who's here. We have Tanya Van Court, who is the founder of Goalsetter. We also have Amelia Freeman and Param Jaggi from Hatch Apps. So, Carla, when you met Tanya and you heard about Goalsetter, what made you realize this is a company that Morgan Stanley wants to invest in?
Yes. Well, first of all, we're in the financial services business, and because she's talking about financial security, she's also talking about financial literacy. It was right in the middle of the fairway in terms of our business. But the thing that was most exciting to me was that I thought it had universal appeal. It doesn't matter where you are on the economic or demographic spectrum. Everyone wants their kids to be responsible around money and to understand money. So if you have a lot of money, you want them to be good stewards of it. If you are emerging wealthy, then you want them to understand money and how to make decisions around money. So I thought this had huge opportunity.
Tanya, from your perspective, what has it been like to be under the roof of Morgan Stanley, receive this mentorship, great advice, and even that little bit of a pivot?
It's been a fantastic turning point for Goalsetter. To your point, not only do we get the counsel that came from Morgan Stanley, we clearly got capital, which was needed for this marketing push that Carla talked about, but also needed as we thought about pivoting and embracing the B2B opportunities that have clearly been ahead of us.
So now your business is almost at the end of its tenure with Morgan Stanley. So as an almost graduate, what advice would you give to, let's say, the following class of entrepreneurs who may or may not be considered by Morgan Stanley?
The primary feedback and advice that I would give to that next class of entrepreneurs is to be open and welcome new opportunities, new thoughts, and new perspectives on your business. As a founder, you often think, I know it all because I've lived it all and I've seen it all. And that is far from the truth. Nothing could be further. You know a lot about your business, but the people at Morgan Stanley know so much about businesses in your industry and just other businesses that have gone through the kind of growth that you're experiencing or hoping to experience.
Well, be open-minded sounds like just a generic, evergreen, good advice. I'm glad to hear that. For Hatch Apps, Amelia and Param, do you feel the same? Is that the advice that you would give to the next group that comes in?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the main value adds of working with Morgan Stanley has been access to opportunity, right? We had a chance to meet the CEO of Morgan Stanley in an elevator ride up to the 49th floor. So basically just being open to meeting new people, to introductions, and make sure that over the program and using the capital in the right way.
So, Carla, when you heard their pitch, what were you most enthusiastic about?
Again, I thought it was a huge opportunity because even if you don't know a line of code, you can't write anything, but you have a great idea that has a real software application opportunity, a regular way person can launch an app using Hatch Apps. And so I think that this actually democratizes app creation and opens the marketplace up to new ideas that might otherwise not get to market because the person didn't know how to code or they didn't know how to find a good coder. So I think this is an amazing opportunity.
Two other sets of founders are not sitting at this table, but our viewers have seen their elevator pitches. My Lab Box is one, this kind of home testing. It feels like it's going to revolutionize the way that people are able to self-diagnose very simple ailments. What did you like about the pitch? What did you see as challenges?
What I loved about the pitch is that it actually gives the person the ownership of their health care. So no longer should people be intimidated by going to a doctor, or if they don't have health care, to be able to approach an opportunity to figure out what's going on with them.
Rural area,
that's especially if they're in a rural area. But now they can get the box. They can actually, put that drop of blood or that vial of blood, whatever it is, and then send it off, and within a couple of days get a diagnosis. But more importantly, also get an automatic teledoc appointment, if you will, which is the way we're going in medicine. So I think it's actually revolutionizing healthcare and giving people ownership of their own healthcare. And in the beginning, the idea was around perhaps, sexually transmitted diseases. But now you start thinking about diabetic application. You start thinking about people who are on long-term drugs like a Coumadin. You start thinking about people who have thyroid issues, who constantly have to get blood drawn. So anything like that, this has as its application. So again, we saw a huge opportunity beyond the original use of the box.
We also met founder Rika from Beauty Link, who is really bringing beauty literally home. What did you like about that pitch? What did you see as potential challenges?
What I loved about the pitch is that today's consumer want what they want, when they want it, where they want it, and how they want it. That's how the consumer has evolved. And now there's an opportunity to do that in beauty services. No longer do you have to travel from A to B and perhaps spend half your day or all of your day, especially in the event of an African-American woman. That's her general experience of being in a hairdresser for 5 hours or 6 hours on a Saturday. But now you can call, you can on your phone, make the appointment, say what services you want, and have the person show up where you want them to show up for a finite period of time and customize your service.
To the founders, what is next, Tanya?
What's next is that we are just continuing to take advantage of the opportunities that Morgan Stanley has put in front of us. We are doing a pilot with Morgan Stanley right now in the spirit of the B2B partnerships that Carla talked about. And we are talking to lots of other partners about B2B offering to get goal setter savings accounts into the hands of employees, kids, everywhere.
Amelia and Param, what's next?
We've really, over the past couple months, really invested in building out our product so it's more flexible, can support more use cases, can help more entrepreneurs, nonprofits, growing businesses in building their apps. So for us, it's really about spreading the word on what's possible with Hatch and to Param's point, growing.
Amelia, Param, Tanya, Carla, thank you all so very much.